Well, here we are again. We're going to have a look at another auction. I really do enjoy looking at motorcycle auctions. I'm not in a position to purchase many of these because they are over 1,000 kilometres away from me where these vehicles are being auctioned. But I like to keep on top of things and see what's around. So let's have a bit of a look. Okay, now this is called the Unreserved Modern Performance and Emerging Classic Motorcycle Auction, a single owner collection. Now I've already had a look through these and I think they've taken a lot of poetic license with the description. Most of these, as you'll see, are RWO, so that is repairable write-off. So in Australia there's two types of write-off. If a vehicle is stolen or crashed or whatever, it comes to the hands of the insurance company. It's either repaired or it's written off. Now, there is a repairable write-off and there's a statutory write-off. A repairable write-off can be repaired and then it has to have an engineering inspection and then it can be re-registered. Now, no matter how much money you put into it and how good a job you do, it will still only be worth a half to 2/3 of the cost of one that was never written off. And you have to disclose that it was a repairable write-off when you sell it. So this one here didn't see too much damage on it there. We see that it is, where is it here? Down here, Victoria, repairable write-off. So you can buy this one and fix it up. What you have to do is figure out whether or not you think that there's money to be made from doing it. If you want to make money, if you are not worried about making money and you're doing it purely for your own choice, this can actually be a really good way to get a decent bike at a decent price if you know what you're doing, because you don't want to buy something without being able to inspect it properly. It's no good if you find out that you have frame damage and you cannot fix it. So this one here it looks like this one might be alright. Bike comes from a deceased estate of known person to Doningtons and understood has been in the family ownership for about 10 to 12 years, only ridden occasionally on a bush property in regional Victoria during family holidays. Bike is running but fuel is leaking between the tap and the base of the petrol tank. So yeah, this is a nice XR 400, I think it was. So these have actually gone up a bit in price recently. You would expect this one to go for $4,000 to $5,000, I would expect. So not recorded as written write-off, not recorded as stolen. No, so she's ready to go. You will have to get it roadworthied and registered, but I mean, it's at $1,750 now, 15 bids. We've still got a week to go. I'll do the follow-up to this next Sunday. But yeah, I would be thinking $4,000 to $5,000. That's not a bad looking bike. Okay, 2012 Gladius 650. So we'll check his condition. Not recorded as written off, no recorded as stolen. So this one's all right. We'll have a quick look at the description. Complete, some surface rust and corrosion, presents well, digital odometer, keys included. So yeah, I've got no idea what that's worth. I'd say 2012 model, pretty standard 650. You'd probably go on 6 to 7, I'd say. I don't really know, but it'll be interesting to see. Okay, 2008 Harley Softail, 105th anniversary. It is on the written off vehicle register, so we'll have a look at the pictures. I did look at this one. I don't think I could see too much damage on it. Oh, there's a little bit there. Unless it's been shot. Okay, statutory write-off. So that's not repairable. Now, what that means is that you cannot fix this one up and re-register it, because it has been decided that this bike shall never be put on the road again. What you can do, however, is buy another frame and transplant all the parts into it. Now, statutory write-offs are usually excessive damage or a bent frame. So, depending on what this one goes for, you could buy another frame and use the parts. You might be able to buy a custom frame. It's $2,800. I mean, 2008. Oh, what do you say? The bike's worth 15 to 20 if it was good. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'd say that one will realise somewhere around 9 or 10, but we'll just have to have a look. Okay, 2020 Royal Enfield. She has broken fly screen, scratches to hand controls, left mirror broken, scratches on left engine protection bar, scratches on pillion cowl, dent in fuel tank. Bike has damage and cannot be... Yeah, here we go. The bike has damage and cannot be repaired. Why statutory write-offs can't be registered? Safety, the damage is too extensive, making it unsafe to return to the road. So we'll just have a look. Maybe we can see, yeah, you can see she's got the front end there. She's been hit, so into the tank. That's the seat cowl. She might have slid along the road a bit. I mean, look, it still looks pretty nice, but as I've said, yeah, statutory write-off. So, I don't know. I hear good and bad about the aftermarket for these bikes. Maybe you could just get another frame. I'm not sure. Okay, 2008 Harley Davidson 883 Sportster. Nothing there to say it. I'll have a look. Not recorded as written on, not recorded as stolen. So, no, this one's good to check it over, get the roadworthy. Now, the Sportsters aren't worth what they once were. This one's probably somewhere between 8 and 12, I would say. So, we'll see how that goes, see where it gets up to. Okay, 96 Yamaha Bahco XV750. RWO, which should be repairable write-off. Dent in front guard, small shallow dent in top of tank. Nothing there. It has done 84,000 kilometres. So I'm a little bit confused on this one. I got a feeling that it might have been written off and then been fixed, because we've got New South Wales 10th of March 2007 repairable write-off, Victoria 11th of 7th 2007 inspected. So I'm a bit unsure as that, whether it's actually been fixed already, and then, or whether it's been fixed and then damaged again straight away, and that's why it had the it's still showing that it needs some repairs. Yeah, it's just a little bit confusing there. And I don't normally play with write-offs just because of the issues with you have to be near somewhere where you can get the inspection done. Like for me to get it done here, I'd probably have to trailer it to Brisbane, which is 4 hours away, and a little bit more work than I'm prepared to do. Yeah, this one here has got me. I have no idea what model this is. Custom-made frame chassis, extensive customisation, 1200 engine, USD forks, turbo rear shocks, Yamaha Potten monoblock, 4-piston front brakes, no chain guard, aftermarket exhaust, paint bubbling on top of fuel tank, no front indicators. Sold unregisterable. Well, I mean, I don't know if you could register it. I really don't know. It looks like the front tyre's a bit flat, so she's probably been sitting for a while. Let's have a look at the report. Not recorded as written off, not recorded as stolen. Yeah, I mean, I think that actually looks pretty good for what it is. But I just wouldn't be sure about the legalities of registering it. If you've changed the frame, I guess you would have to see what paperwork came with it. And, yeah, pay your money, take your chance. Then it seems to have a VIN plate on it, but then maybe it was, what's the word, compliance somewhere. No idea how to put a value on that. I don't know. 89, Guzzi, California, no reserve. Evidence of long-term storage, extensive surface rust and corrosion. Front indicator stalk's broken, no rear indicators, aftermarket mufflers, side covers detached, left side has a crack. Fuel tap missing, left footboard rubber missing. These are just a lovely bike. And they're a bit of a collector's item. I have, once again, no idea what this will go for. I'd say, I don't know, it's got a bit of damage. It's sort of getting old enough that it's become a bit of a classic. I'll hazard a guess at 3,000. Not recorded as written right off, not recorded as stolen. So, yeah, put the bits back on it, take it for roadworthy. Away you go. Oh, I might be a little bit too shy on that price. I see the old BMWs are going for 6 to 10. So, anyway, we'll have a look and see. So, 208 KDM SMC 690 on the repairable write-off. No mirrors, battery tender, aftermarket. Will require recommissioning. So, it says bike has damage, but it's not listed. So, the other reason they can be written off is if they get stolen and not recovered until after the owner has been paid out, then they become the property of the insurance company, and sometimes they'll write it off rather than, so they can just send it to auction rather than sell it. Or they'll write it off so that no one can try and register it again. This one, I don't know whether it's the light or whether she's got a big scrape down one side. But it says here, repairable write-off. So, yeah, you'd have to really inspect that because I couldn't see what the problem was. And as I say, these are all far too far away from me for me to go and look at them. So I'm not interested in buying them, but it's just interesting to see where they are and what they go for. I mean, a 2008 690, I don't know, it's probably worth... It's very hard with KDMs. Yeah, I've got no idea. Well, I just have to wait and see. Another KDM. The written off vehicle. Okay, evidence of a minor fall on the right side. Broken right hand guard, scratches to right side bodywork, missing heat shield on muffler. Has the Garmin GPS mount fitted. Statutory write-off. So it's got evidence of a minor fall and then it's been made a statutory write-off. Impact front heavy mechanical. Okay, so maybe it needs new forks. I can't tell from here. I mean, normally you can see if forks are bent in. Yeah. $19.92 ZZR 1100, no reserve. Okay, doesn't seem to have any issues. Not recorded as written off. Not recorded as stolen. And I notice there would have been 26 bids with still a week to go. She's up to 2,150 now. I would have thought maybe 3.5 would have been the right price for this, but 92, so it's 33 years old, getting into the collector sort of a market. They were a mighty powerful piece of kit then, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that one goes. Okay, 213 Triumph Sprint G1050, repairable write-off, evidence of minor left side fall, broken left mirror, but they have a replacement with it, broken and cracked left side upper and lower fairing, aftermarket muffler, no panniers. Alright, so I'll check it here, repairable write-off, impact left rear heavy panel damage, impact front heavy panel. Not noticeable. Oh yes, we've got a broken off mirror and a crack in the fairing there. Yeah, upper and lower as they said, so yeah, once again looks like that whole panel will have to be replaced. Will it be available? You'd probably fix the other one if you had the skill. There's a skill I don't have, but yeah, once again hard to put what that. I'd say that'll go for 4,000 or 5,000. 2010 model. Evidence of minor left side fall, scratches, fairing, broken hinges on top box. Repairable write-off. I have dropped the bike with panniers before and they do stop getting more damage to the rest of the bike, but of course it does wreck the pannier. So if she's gone down stationary, it might just scratch it like that, but mine just bounced off the back. So yeah, probably what did I say on the last one? 3 to 4, maybe a little bit more. Okay, 2003 BMW K1200 LT, no reserve. Evidence of long-term storage. So, right side mirror detached in top box and showing signs of repair. It looks like she needs a mirror. More speakers by the pillion seat. Okay, so she's not written off or anything, it's just been sitting for a while. As I said, it was someone's collection, so they've probably not been ridden. Oh, look, people ask money for these, but I'd say you'd buy a good one for 6,000, so this one's maybe worth 3. BMW R1250, 2020 model. Repairable write-off. Evidence of impact to underside of exhaust headers and balance pipe and lower crankcase. Oil leak from lower crankcase. Well, that's a loaded gun, isn't it? Let's see what the report says. Impact left rear, impact right rear. See if we've got a picture of the rear. I mean, if she's got a leak from the crankcase, you'd really want to get under and have a look and make sure she's not completely split. It would be nice if they'd said it was running and riding, but yeah, so the 2020 model, I mean, it's not very old. It was probably a $30,000 bike when it was new. How do you call that? It's up to 1,000 with 15 bids with a week to go. We'll just keep an eye on it. 210 Bergman, a repairable write-off. Minor falls on both sides, broken and scratched fairing left side, scratches on right side fairing, broken mirrors indicators, fuel filler door hinges broken, panel is in fairing pocket. Yeah, she might have been stolen and tossed about, I think that one. Repairable write-off. So, yeah, I have no idea what that would be worth if it was good. I had the Honda NC 700 a few years ago. They were still pulling good money, but yeah, I don't know. It's 15 years old and it's in bad condition, so what do you do? BMW R1150 with trailer. Bolts missing from upper fuel tank panel covers and fuel filter. Right mirror has loose mounts and shows signs of minor damage. Nice if you wanted to pick up a BMW with a trailer. She's not written off. It's probably not a bad sort of a thing. I don't know. Maybe 5,000 all up. 2002 900 Fireblade, no reserve. Evidence of minor fall on both sides. Scratches and break in upper right bodywork. Scratches to upper fairing and tailpiece on the left. Shallow and minor dent to upper left fuel tanks, aftermarket steering damper, oggy knobs. Blah de blah. Not a write-off. Looks pretty nice. It just makes me ask, do I want to do 250 kilometers an hour on a 33-year-old bike? Okay, XS650. Minor scratches on top of fuel tank and guard. See, she's not a write-off. Scratches there, someone with the fat gut and the big belt buckle. Got the fancy intake. Yeah. Not a bad bike. What was she, 2009? Probably retail somewhere between 5 to 8. So hopefully you'd pick it up for maybe 3, 4. 35 bids taking it up to $600. She's a long climb at those sort of increments. She's bidding up $50 at a time. Okay, a Monster 696. Repairable write-off. Front left indicator missing lens, rear indicators and guard extension broken, aftermarket mirrors and hand scripts, no mirrors. Written off in October 2019, inspected in May 2020. So, once again, I'm not certain what that means, whether it has been fixed and is ready to go. So, a nice example of the little monster. Yeah. Indicator is broken off like it said. (2014) CBR 500, repairable write-off. Evidence of minor left side fall, scratches to left fairing, left front indicator missing. Repairable write-off. Oh yeah, bit of damage on the front there. Still doesn't look like the forks are hanging back, like they're seriously damaged, so I'd say they're not. It's got one $50 bid on it. It'd be good to pick it up for that, but it's 2014. It's only mid-range. I'd still say you'd be looking at $5,000 for it. $1995 GS500E. No reserve. Well, this will be interesting. I'm doing up a GS500F at the moment, so it'll be good to see what this goes for. A bit of an idea. It doesn't look like she's not written off or anything. There's nothing special about them. They're just a good bike that goes and goes and goes. But I don't really know what you could ask for it. It's probably $2,000, I'd say. Um, 7390-6. Now, I see people asking 10 to 12,000 for those. It will be interesting to see what this one does actually go for. What have we got? American spec fuel tank and handlebars. I don't know whether that makes it worth extra money or not. Rider foot peg repair replacement. I think I bought replacements for my K bike just from Munich Motorcycles over in Western Australia. They weren't too bad. If you got BMWs, that's where you need to be getting your stuff from. It was actually cheaper. Oh, I see the headlights missing, so she'll need a little bit of work. She's got that wonderful sissy bar. What a beauty. Yes, no, when I had mine, I found that it was easy for me to get my stuff out of. Oh, what's this? Any DVS has responded with no vehicle information for this serial number. This is possibly due to an error in the... I can't believe that they've got these bad reports and just put them in there. It's just stupid. It's probably because they've either left a digit out or because it was an American import and it doesn't have that particular number listed in our system. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Ooh, Ducati 848. Signs of crash damage. Upper fairing broken. Internal trim panels missing. Lower fairings detached. In fair order with minor damage. Glass and left mirror broken. Handlebar end weights missing. Oil leaks from oil drain covering gear shift shaft seal. Tail piece cover and exhaust heat shield missing. Regular rectifier loose. Oh, come on. There's your repair right off. Oh yeah, there's your bottom pieces. Look at that engine, isn't that beautiful? Single-sided swing arm with the trestle frame, the big L-shaped engine. Yeah, it looks like she's a piece of work. But it is a Ducati 848. It's not that old, really. You got $600 on it now. I'd reckon that'll go up a fair bit in the next week. Ducati, front guard missing, left side of tank, glass missing, front brake lever missing, seat requires repairs. So, not written off or a write-off. And it doesn't actually say what size it is. There's a big difference between a 600 and 900. The M600M, does that mean it's a 600? I don't know. I don't know enough about Ducatis to make a guess on that one. KTM LC4, variant unidentified. Missing headlamp, hand controls missing or damaged. Doesn't say she's a write-off. I think she might have just been getting repaired or might have been riding it off-road. It's got no report, so I'd take it she's not roadworthy. The back wheel's a bit flat. I'd say she's just been sitting for a while. He might have bought it as someone else's project. I notice there's no controls on the bars, so what's it worth? I didn't even say what age it is. So no clue on that one. 2750 Monster, no reserve. Looks like she's just been sitting somewhere. Only got 40,000 Ks on it. Not a write-off. I didn't actually know that there were 750 Monsters until a friend of mine showed me his one the other day, and I said, I thought they were all 900, so we went and tried a 900 and sold his 750 and bought a 900. So, yeah, 2,000, I don't know what it's worth, probably 4,000 or 5,000, I'd say. 29 CT10 repairable write-off, front indicator's broken, presents well and complete apart from the above. What do you do? It looks like there's some damage at the front there. If we can get up and have a bit of a look. The indicator's broken there. Does it look like something's missing around the bottom there? Repairable right of front heavy panel, left rear heavy panel. So, yeah. Who knows? 2019 CT110. Do not have the foggiest what that would be worth. 85 K100 TIC. Aftermarket headlamp, front indicators. Right side cover and muffler heat shield missing. Left side cover and guard detached. Fuel tank stripped alloy finish. No badges. Paint edge replacement, seat requires recovering. 69,000. Not a write-off. Not stolen. Looks like someone's project. Seat looks a bit iffy. You get people who try and turn these into cafe races and things. I had a K75 for 15 years. I think it was probably the prettiest and best bike ever made. I don't know why people would want to stuff with them. I've heard that the K100s are nowhere near as comfortable and vibration free. So there was a time when these were worth next to nothing and people were just buying them to customize them. But now they seem to be climbing up in value. Although in this state, I honestly don't think this thing's worth any more than $1,500. But it's not me that's buying it. Okay, 2060 Ducati Sport Touring. S3. Not saying anything there about being repairable write-off, although it's obviously got some damage to the front here, I'd say. So there's no information there. I just can't believe that they've done that. Not realised that the report's not right. It's fairly poor on the part of the auction house, I think. Okay, 2006 Firestorm. I'm sure that should be VTR 1000. Evidence of minor fall on left side, bent clutch lever, scratches and a broken panel. Nice looking bike otherwise. I do wonder why it wouldn't have a stand on it. But some people just don't worry about things like that. Um, 2006. Oh, look, I don't know. Maybe $5,000. Piaggio Zip on the written off vehicle register. Front heavy panel, left rear and right rear, heavy structural. Oh, that sounds a bit serious. He's had a whack there. Can't see the damage at all. The 98 Monster. Evidence of minor fall, scratches on muffler, left side indias require left side indicators require replacement, no left mirror. Handlebars require replacement. Repairable write-off and then inspected. Once again, don't know what that means. I think it's strange that it's a block under the stand, but then a lot of Ducatis do seem to have very short stands. Yeah. If you want to fix up an old Ducati, this is probably a good one to get into. Okay, 2020 Lambretta V200. Center front panel, fairing panel is with bike but not fitted. Battery cover panel, mudguard missing. Repairable write-off. Front and right rear. It must be the panel there that's with the bike but not on it. Where the battery's kept. On a new dash, I guess. Yeah, interesting. An unidentified chopper. SNS V-twin in custom frame chassis, single carburetor, electric and kickstart, no front indicators. Control cables and wiring disconnected, no intrudence or chain guard, no history of registration or compliance approval. Right, well that last bit's pretty interesting, and I knew that there would be nothing here because she's not being complied. So, I mean, if you still had an interest in a chopper, there's obviously a hardtail frame, no suspension, straight exhaust, it's going to be noisy as heck. That also robs the power from what I've heard. Raked out quite well in the front end. This has the makings of quite a nice chopper. Ace of spades in the, although half exposed belt, I really don't like that, but it's better than a full exposed belt because your feet are up here. So your knees are kind of there. And I do not know what the laws are regarding open primaries. I mean, it's easy to build the bike and then take the primary cover off. And she's up to $550 with 8 bids. Look, I honestly think I wouldn't be upset to pay 5,000 or 6,000 for it. I'd be really happy to pick it up for 2 or 3. But you'd need to know someone who could apply it for you and make sure that there was nothing on there that was too hard to overcome. Lex 25, evidence of minor fall on right side. Scratches on front guard, glove box lid broken. So she's not recorded as a write-off or anything, she's just a bit banged up. Yeah, so like not a lot of bidding on it so far. I think if you were interested in getting into something like this, that's a good way to do it. Majesty scooter. Signs of extended exposure to weather. Several infill panels missing. Existing panels scratched. Left side engine cover and muffler missing. Once again, I would suspect that this was stolen and parked somewhere. So you could probably pick up all the panels that are missing, and you get the seat recovered. I have no idea what this thing would be worth. Not recorded as stolen, but it is a repairable write-off. So, but yeah, if you picked it up for a couple of $1,000, I think once you'd fixed it, it'd still be a good deal. Yeah, here we go. 86 XJ 900. I remember going to buy myself one of these, and it was $4,500 when I was about 10 years old, so interesting to see. Excessive rust and corrosion, missing side covers, right mirror. Yeah, it's been sitting somewhere for a long time. Not written off. Depends where the corrosion is, you know. If you're not too bad with a bit of polish, you can do a lot on, like, the wheels don't look like shit, but they can be scrubbed down and cleaned up. The exhaust, that bit there, could be painted, you know, sanded back, painted with VHT, or replated if you're really into that. Everything's just looking a bit tired. Your only real issue, your headers, you know, they can be wire brushed and with a VHT on them and get them good again. Frame's the same. The only real issue is if you've got a lot of pitting on the forks. They don't actually look that bad. So, yeah, $360 so far, but still a week to go. I mean, if you could pick it up for between $700 and $1,000, I reckon that'd be a good buy. Brilla Sport City SSC 125. Front panel guard and mirrors missing. Plastic panel is faded. Painted panel is scratched. Rear brake lever bent. Engine oil leak. Okay, probably too much work there for me to worry about, but if it was the sort of thing you're interested in, repairable write-off, major vandalism, minor vandalism, minor vandalism. So, yeah, looks like someone might have just hit it with a bat or something. No one's bidding on it all at the moment. I'm not surprised. What's the bike worth? I know you're going to get all those panels, so yeah. But might be worthwhile if you're interested in that sort of bike. One day everything becomes a classic, so. Another Vespa. Evidence of fall, damage to front guard, access panel on left leg shield missing. Mannheim purchase receipt. This person's probably bought it in this condition 6 years ago and done nothing with it. Yeah, repairable right off where it said. So she's got $150 bid on her. I don't know. Once again, if it's the sort of thing you'd like, or if you needed parts for yours, probably a good way to get into it. Probably pick it up for, I don't know, less than $1,000, I would have said. An SYM, which is probably has Bahco's right off damage. It probably has no value whatsoever, being as how it's an SYM. And with damage, it's probably got even 3/4 of no value. So, yeah. Once again, if you pick it up for $200 or $300 and put a little bit of work into it, and do you to putt around town. Single axle trailer by Easy Trailers, 12.4. One picture. Look, if she's ready to go, $550, 24 bids. I'd say that might go to $1,200. And yeah, well, that comes to the end of our look at this auction. Now, as I say, this auction's got another week. I'll post the results up next Sunday evening, or maybe Monday. I'll probably head off to work at 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So we'll see how it goes. I think I had it posted by 4 o'clock last week, so we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, it'll be Monday morning. Yeah, once again, this is a very strange sort of list of bikes. A lot of them are written off. A lot of them look like they have been sitting for quite some time, like someone's bought them and parked them. And honestly, if you got the money to do it, why not? Everything becomes a classic eventually. So, yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this, and I will see you with the results.